Hi, Rashid. Can you hear me? Okay.
This also.
Oh, okay. How are you? How are things on your side? Okay. So, Rashid, the good and bad thing is we just have you participating today, but I'm happy to talk to you more about Flutter, if that's okay with you. So, it will be nice if you can unmute yourself. If not, feel free to type in the chats. That's also fine. Have you used Flutter before, Rashid, or this is the first time you're interacting with Flutter?
No, ma'am, I used it for my college projects,
Oh,
basically.
okay. So you have used it before. Nice, nice. And what do you do? Like, can you tell me more about it?
I'm a basically master students in computer application, doing my masters in computer application.
Nice, nice. And where are you from? Kolkata?
Yes, ma'am. Outside Kolkata, basically Barashat Tilaka, মানে it's quite outside Kolkata.
Okay, okay. So I don't know if you know me or have heard me somewhere before, but my name is Nikita and I work with Google. I'm a community manager for GDG
Uh,
program.
Nikita, we have a full intro prepared for you. Ruchi has already prepared a long one for you. Nikita, if we want, we can reschedule. There are no issues. Like I'll try one more time. If, if you're okay,
I'm
if
fine
you're
with
okay with it,
it.
like we don't have any issues
No, no,
rescheduling it.
no, no. Let's continue. Let's carry on.
I mean, it's up to you, Nikita. It's okay. We will not be pushing you forward. Like we tried our best, but if people are not joining in,
It's
we
totally
can't
fine.
do anything.
It's totally
We can try at least.
maybe four of us,
Uh,
4, 5 of us can just have a chat if that's okay. Maybe we just talk about better, what are our opinions about different things. We may not do a workshop kind of thing, but this would still be a interesting conversation on our preferences with theatre or what's going on in Kolkata, how's the weather there, or anything that's on me.
Thank you so much for your kindness. Ruchi, can you unmute yourself and can you turn on your video and do the intro part?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still fine just introducing myself, but since you put in efforts, that's also fine.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Flutter Kolkata event. As we all know, we have with us Nikita Gandhi, the speaker for today's session. She is the community manager at Google, managing GDG India, GDG Cloud India, and leading more than 50 communities. Before this, she had led an edu program called Explore ML for Indian college students. She had also organized programs like 30 days of Kotlin, 30 days of Flutter, Fest, and more. She is the winner of multiple hackathons also in interstate college competitions. She has been the founder of two startup companies related to tech education. During her college days, she has been the lead organizer of WTM Pune and organizer of iLadies Pune. Apart from being a tech student, she is also an basketball player, national level, international level yoga player, national level basketball player, and state level chess player, and is learning Bharatanatyam since 8+ years. So let's welcome Nikita Gandhi.
Thank you,
Now
Ruchi.
you may continue, Nikita.
Thank you,
You
Ruchi.
may add anything if we have missed.
No, this was a really long intro. It speaks about my life entirely. So, thank you for the warm welcome, and I hope you all are doing good. Asking you again because we had a tough time in the last couple of months, and I acknowledge that many of us lost our close ones and went through a lot of stress at that time. So, yeah, I hope you are doing well amidst all the chaos that's going on in the pandemic situation. Uh, so, like I was saying, we don't have many participants, but we can still talk about Flutter. But how about talking about Kolkata first? Uh, what are your favorite food recommendations in Kolkata? I have been there twice, but I know that I haven't known the city as much as you folks do. So,
Nikita, Nikita, it's raining here.
oh, it's raining? Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yes,
not now,
it's
but
raining and
was true.
okay, okay. And
uh,
what food do you recommend in Kolkata?
Street
like
food,
everything
yeah,
has its
every
own
street food you
specialty.
can find here.
Like the famous thing is the Kolkata's Rasgulla in sweets, and in so you can have the puchkas or the golgappas. We have the one of the best pav bhajis in India. We have if you are a non-veg, then we have something called kathi roll here. So you can try it if you come to Kolkata. I saw that you visited Kolkata in 2019, right? For WTM Kolkata session.
Yes, I went there twice, one in 2019 and one in 2020. So I have tried puchka, I have tried jhalmuri, I have been to the Mishti Bhandar. I don't remember the name exactly, but the place where you get all types of sweets in a single roof. It's near that Eden Garden or the concert place where Arijit Singh had come.
Yes, Shida.
Yeah, Casey Ras, I have been there. My family
So
really likes.
Ruchi lives near that.
Oh, okay,
Her house is.
okay, okay.
Just a half-minute walking distance from my home, KC.
Oh, okay. My family really likes the Kesi Das Rasagullas. So whenever I come there, I get like 5 kgs, 6 kgs of Rasagulla for my family. Uh, I've tried most of the sweets in that Mishti place. I don't remember the name exactly now. I have been to the market areas, one near Park Street and the other one, Hathi Bagan side. Uh,
Yes.
so I
Have
have,
you been to New Market Talla area?
sorry, your voice is a little breaking.
Nikita? Have you been to New Market, that Dharamtalla famous market? New Market.
I thought maybe yes. Is there a civil corporation building over there, red color building near that market?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, okay, then I have been there too. Hmm. I've been to the Kali Mata temple as well. Um, I don't know if my internet is good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay, I think my internet is bad or I don't know. But yeah, I have been to Kali Mata temple as well. I have been to different markets. So pretty much explored a little bit of Kolkata when I was there.
So when can we expect you back? So we'll have a food walk together.
Definitely, yeah. Soon after the pandemic, I hope I get to be there
I
again.
hope to be
The best time
cool.
when you should visit Kolkata is during Durga Puja. As you know, Kolkata's Durga Puja is really so famous.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Even I have heard this a couple of times that it's very nice. So yeah, and what else? How many of you work on Flutter here? I know Rashid works on Flutter. Who else works?
Rashid, if you are comfortable, can you unmute yourself and we just hop in into the conversation?
Actually, my communication skills are not that good, so yeah,
It,
that's why I'm just silent.
like which
My
language you
English,
prefer to speak in? We'll switch. I'll switch to that. No issue.
no, it's okay. I'm both comfortable in English and Bengali as well, but I am not so much comfortable about, because basically I am still new at Flutter, so I am just I just hope ki ma'am share some future thoughts about Flutter, because I am really looking forward to make it as my career. Uh,
Okay. What would you like to know about Flutter? Any specific question you have on mind, or
And basically, in Flutter 2.2 they introduced the null safety, and I'm really having a problem. I already completed some project, and now I am migrating to 2.2, so I have to change some stuff to make this null safety possible. So I would like to know there that there are some how can I manage to the use to apply that null safety more efficiently, or I can migrate. Is there any doc or any documented, well documented things you would recommend?
I guess there is a boring show on the same stuff like how to migrate 1.2 to 2.2. Considering, I'll just share you the link.
okay? Yeah, so Rashid, there are a lot of articles and videos on this. I can share a few of them with you, and I guess Saurabh is also sharing it.
There are so much. I got confused because some explaining in a different ways, a doc explaining in different way. I got confused. So I'd like to know which one do you prefer, that this one you should follow, or this one is more explained.
Actually, a lot of articles are good on null safety, and a lot of them have made really good efforts in explaining what null safety is. Out of which I can recommend the official documentation which the Google team has compiled. And apart from that, there is also some good articles written by our GDEs, which you might find interesting. So I would go case by case. So while you're migrating to null safety, what are the steps that you are getting, blocked? What are the blockers? And then accordingly, if you try to find answers, I'm sure there's Stack Overflow, there is GitHub issues, there is Twitter community, which is very active. So one or the other place, you will get answers to your question.
Rashid, hope it helps your like. We hope it solves your query to Excel. Thanks, Nikita, for that. Devashmita, like due to the lack of participants, we don't have much. We are not doing that session thing, so we have. Okay, she dropped off.
Maybe some internet issue, or
Uh,
maybe she was here to see people and all of us look scary. Okay. Any other questions from your side, Rajiv?
I ha I had one.
Sure, sure.
Okay, Devashmita. Uh, yeah, Devashmita. So we are not having that session, but we are having a mode of casual Q&A. So if you have anything, you can shoot to Nikita or to us. Anything.
No, nothing to ask. I just went.
Okay. Nikita, so the question which we I have asked, like, what is your favorite or what state management would you like to prefer if you are coding?
Actually, this is a very, very lengthy answer because state management itself is a very complex concept. And if I were to explain you which one I like the most, each of them have their own pros and cons. So basically, starting from what state management is, what happens in Flutter is when you open a screen or an app and go to a particular app page, what usually happens, I think both the guests dropped. Okay, nevertheless, so what usually happens is when you're moving from one screen to another, Flutter loads the UI from scratch. So with Flutter, you don't have to rebuild the existing UI, but you can actually build from scratch, and that's the best thing about Flutter, that you can call in any components, and then you can change the state of the application from one page to another. Now, based on this, there are many approaches, almost 7 to 8 that you can follow. Um, so depends on what type of application you're building, and based on that, basically, you would know what works the best for you.
Nikita, I'm so sorry, but we lost you in between.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay, let me turn off my camera. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it is. Would be fine now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. So, what are you saying? State management means when you're moving from one screen to another, the state of the application changes, which means there is some information that needs to be passed from one page to another, and at the same time, you need to build and rebuild some UI. Now, with Flutter, that's comparatively easier because it's pretty fast and there is very less load time. Now, based on different approaches, provider is the most recommended approach, and there is a package available already, provider package, which you can use. But then there are more approaches, like there's set state. This is a low level approach for widget specific ephemeral state, state management. And then there is Redux, there is Block, there is Get It, there is MobX, there is Fish Redux, there is Flutter commands, Binder, GetX, RevertPod. So there are a lot of them. In fact, if you're using RevertPod, then it does not have any dependency on Flutter SDK. So yeah, I mean, depends on what you're trying to implement.
Thank you, Nikita. Thank you for this question. Uh,
No.
Nikita, like one question not related to the Flutter, but how can we get a dash?
I don't know because so the manufacturers of Dash are in US and only they can manufacture because the design is trademark. But I'll see. I'll talk to Nilay and see how our organizers can get Dash.
Thank you
I
so
have a
much.
question regarding Flutter Web. So,
Yes,
like,
yes, sure, sure, sure.
I'm trying to develop an app for a startup.
Mhm.
So basically, so we are struggling with this SEO concept. So like search engine optimization. So for every page and every element that we put inside the web app, right? We have to have some kind of a search engine optimization done to actually have it listed on the Google site or something like that. So, do you have any tips for like what to do and what not to do in this case? Because recently, I guess Google announced that they will be also providing uh, JS for optimizing their search result, which will help in Flutter web becoming a like good alternative. But then again, this is again not done for every other search engine like Bing and all these things. They do not generally search for JS in the web app.
Saswat, your voice is clear, but there's a lot of traffic behind you. Do you mind pasting your question in the chat instead?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
So, Nikita,
Okay. Do you have any tips for SEO or for Flutter for web? Yes. There's an interesting article which recently came out by Remy on uh, like how SEO works and details around search indexing and what are the best approaches. I can share that link with you.
Yeah, sure. That would be helpful.
And yeah, I mean SEO is something that they are still working on, and there's an opportunity to like basically work on a lot of things more. So if you have any specific, problem and you would look for a workaround, let me know and I can share more on with you.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
because usually Flutter for web uses the canvas tag and it's used for drawing. It's
Yeah.
a simple tag and it's like the problem is that the search engine has no way to understand how your content is made. So, because it only understands textual content. So, yeah, I mean, that's there, but there's an interesting workaround. If you want, I can share a video as well with you.
Yeah, sure. That will be also very helpful. Like recently, I guess Google announced that they will be crawling JS scripts for web apps as well. So that will be, I guess, very helpful towards these. But I'm not sure. Like for a startup, will it be a good idea for like going ahead with Flutter Web since organic growth will be a very big factor coming across. So, do you think we should take the gamble or should we wait till all these things are sorted out?
So it's in stable phase, but there are a lot of use cases which might not have been thought, and they keep evolving every day, and different people plan different type of applications. Now, where exactly you need a SEO is it's a user website, and there is a lot of input and output of information, and this is just not a web portal that you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There will be multiple users and multiple posts that will be coming in, and people will try to get in through like search engines through like Google or something like that. So they will be searching it up through all these portals, right? So they should get it. They should get a recommendation from the listing of the Google or Bing search result itself. That will help a lot for a startup to grow, right? There will be organic growth that we can promote signing in immediately when they come in, or when they read an article or when they see a video. So unless and until it is being listed on Google itself, it will be very difficult for us to promote our application, right? So I have been about all these things. So
Yeah, I personally haven't used SEO for my own applications, but I know there are challenges and there might not be best practices as of now how to work on those challenges. So if
Mhm.
you're working on a production application, I would suggest trying an alternative since this workaround might take a little longer than you would need to launch the application.
Yeah, yeah. So that that's like I've been thinking about all this, but then Flutter development is very easy. So like we can just like produce things how we are thinking, right? Like we don't have that delay of 5 to 6 days of development phase and all these things. And in this startup, like very less people are actually working. So uh, so yeah, like Flutter is helping in a way that it is reducing time and resources, but then I'm a bit skeptical about Flutter Web being an alternative about this thing. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand where you're coming from, right from the resources that's required to build applications using Flutter. To the time required to train developers is very, very less.
yeah,
Uh, but since Flutter is new as compared to other web technologies, I think it's a safe approach to give them a little more time to solve purpose for different use cases.
yeah,
And yeah, there are other solutions that work around by using other technologies that you may want to try out in the interim time frame.
yeah, yeah. If there are workarounds, obviously we'll go for that because our application is almost ready. So obviously, changing the application code base itself will be a big hassle at the last moment. So if there are workarounds, we'll obviously choose to go around that and solve as much as problem as possible. But yeah, if the if this thing poses any greater problem than it is, so we have to, I guess, change this thing. Mhm.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Thank you.
No problem.